Hey, what's going on, guys? Pineapple Sway here. It's him bringing you guys a Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League video, where I'll be talking about cut content today. So if you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing. We're going to be starting small with some cut costumes for Harley, and then we'll be moving on to a much more bigger thing, and then saving really the best for last of some cut content. Not necessarily cut content, but things that just didn't make it to the final cut that still, could be interesting for people who, like myself, are still interested in this game and, think about what could have been. So let's get started first with Harley's Jim Lee outfits. This did not make it into the game for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why. Now, I'm sure eventually once more and more stuff comes out, we'll get a look at maybe what the other squad members' Jim Lee outfits look like, but I think this was set to release sometime in Season 5. Obviously, though, you're saying, hey, Pineapple, Season 5, what are you talking about? We all know that Season 5 didn't release. So, the game only got 4 seasons, but as I've mentioned time and time again, the original plan for this game and its Year 1 slate was to have 6 seasons of content. And I don't really know the exact timeline of when this would have released, but in case you guys are wondering of what the reference point is, this is what the Jim Lee outfit looked like for Harley. As you should see it on the screen right here, I believe this is what they were basing that outfit off of. And in all honesty, it's probably the best that they didn't release that outfit, since it probably would have just caused more uproar. Since in all honesty, no offense to Rocksteady, whoever created the outfit, I think, the comic inspiration is a lot better than it being translated to the game, but that's just kind of where I stand. But for myself, I love to have different outfits and sets for each character, so I think it would have been cool to see this. So it's unfortunate that it didn't make it into the game, but like what I said, I believe it would have came out sometime around Season 5. Next on the list is another big thing that this was supposed to come out in Season 2. I've already made a video on this, and this is about the game's mysterious QVK mode, which was teased in the Season 2 teaser, but ultimately did not make it into the game. And in case if you're wondering what a QVK mode is, it would have been a 4v4, v4, v4. Basically, your squad versus another squad, and another squad, and another squad. It would have taken place in Metropolis, and this is basically what the mission complete menu would have looked like, and just the mission menu in general. It's very, early, since they didn't really put much time into it, since it was cut pretty early in development from what I understand, although they wanted it in the game. So still don't really know much about this QVK mode, and it will kind of just always be a mystery, but I will put that on the screen right here for you guys so you can see it right now. And, probably really not, the greatest picture, but this is all I have to share. I have a second picture you'll see here in a second, but as you can see right here, it says mission complete. And like what I said, it's very early, concept art, since they didn't really get to put much time into this. So this is really, the best I have, the best I can show. Maybe eventually I'll be able to show more if more and more stuff comes out, but for now, this is all I have. Next on the list, which I think I've mentioned this time and time again, is we're going to be talking about, the inventory brand. Now, to be honest with you guys, I have no idea what inventory brands really means, but I think we can sort of build off sort of what this meant, and could have been a tease for maybe some season or year 2 content. And let me get started. There's inventory brands for a lot of different things. Like what I said, I have no idea what this means, but there's Brainiac Tech, Star Labs, Amortech, Rogue, MAKO, Mr. Freeze, Plastique, Livewire, Toyman, Hourman, Wonder Woman, Batman, The Flash, Cyborg, Bane, Scarecrow, Two-Face, Riddler, Killer Frost, Dr. Leviticus, Captain Cold, Catwoman, Gorilla Grodd, Libra, Ra's al Ghul, Sinestro, and lastly, Doomsday. Now, what did I just say to you? Honestly, I have no idea. What I can basically understand is what this means is that the rumor of either the Justice League being playable was true, and that they were going to have their own inventory and own inventory assets, or Rocksteady was going to introduce something along the lines of heroic gear, which would have gave maybe Justice League themed gear. That's the only thing I could think of when it comes to this, since they're inventory brands, and they're also with other cut infamous characters as well, such as Ra's al Ghul, Sinestro, and Doomsday. That's really all I could come up with, and we really won't get a full definitive answer unless it is from a Rocksteady dev. But an interesting one to mention is Cyborg, because Cyborg has no really mentioned in this game. I think he's teased in season 4, in the medieval metropolis, but that's also an Elseworld. I know too the Teen Titans are teased in the medieval Elseworld, but that's a video for another day, which people may not even know about that. But yeah, there's Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, and Cyborg, but no mention of Superman. So I believe that this may have been heroic gear of some sort. And then also MAKO, not sure, maybe Mako, or I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Then Brainiac Tech, maybe they plan to give Brainiac his own theme of weapons, which back then when I was speculating, something I said that would have been really cool for beating the game would have been getting like a Brainiac weapon, a Brainiac themed weapon. Obviously that was speculation, but don't really know what this stuff means. Hey, if a Rocksteady dev is watching this video and can give me an answer, let me know, or you can DM me on Twitter or Discord. I promise I won't say anything. But anyways though, this is Pineapple Sway. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of more cut content for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Hopefully I can share something much more bigger and cooler for you guys soon. Although, I don't really know. I've heard a lot of different things, but I only want to share stuff with you guys that I know are true and that are proven to be true. Because, that's just how I feel. I don't want to share something with you guys that ends up being, a total lie or just a total complete, waste of time. I hope you guys can understand that. But anyways, though, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Pineapple Sway. Peace out.